Very warm welcome to you, honey buns. We're going to speak about opportunity cost. Crypto, what a beautiful industry when the candles are going up. And it is the spawn of Satan when the candles are going down. You all know it. Now, opportunity cost is very important because in a bull market, which is what we are probably entering, even though there's a really weird yield curve, even though the market is pricing in a soft landing and we might have a hard landing and it might be really, really tough. I know all that, but put that aside. You don't know the future yet, okay? Right now, 40 cycles playing right on cue. Everyone's coming in. There's a frenzy. There's altcoins. People are going to come front run it. You know what to do. Opportunity cost is very important, friends, because in a bull market, everything goes up. There is money from the liquidity rails that enters Bitcoin. Have you heard of the coin Bitcoin? Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they will both go up. The marginal price will set the valuations for everything higher. And because Bitcoin and Ethereum, the spears of the industry are higher, all the other altcoins are easier to reprice higher. Because, example, it's like, well, if your industry is 1% of the size of Bitcoin and Bitcoin doubles, well, sweet, you've got at least a double in there. And then people like add risk and stuff to, like, you know, they add a risk appetite because you can be upgraded most of the time because Bitcoin's like the finished product. Opportunity cost is very important, especially in the land in Ethereum, because there are many people participating in the meta of airdrops. Now, friends, of course, airdrops are great if you get free money. Yes, we understand. Nothing is free though. Something is going to cost you. These airdrops have opportunity cost. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, what they want to do is, friends, you might earn a nice 20% yield on your Ethereum stake if the trusted VCs and insiders play nice for you in the bull market. So what they're effectively doing is they say, we want to stake a lot of Ethereum. So what we have to do, the VC insiders and the scum, is they want to make like another layer 2 chain. And then they want a lot of Ethereum, but like, where do you go find that Ethereum? They go out to the public market and they say, whoa, 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 whoa. If you bring your Ethereum over, and remember, it's yours, and you stake with us in our pool, we will have a big network, and then we'll actually give you points. Points are the new meta. That's how they give out ICO allocations. But it's a grift, okay? Of course it's a grift. You know how this story ends. How many coins are they giving out, friends? I'd like to ask you to please keep your back straight, like, subscribe, bell button, all. They're only giving out between 3 to 11% on average for every project. So talk about the public getting grifted. Now you might say, hey, at least they're giving away something. No, you don't get it. The power is with the people. If the people own none of the coins, no one's going to use the products and no one cares. And what's the actual products? Playing around in the community, playing with your willy, doing handstands, eating bananas. So that's where it comes down to. Remember, we're here as people's currencies. Crypto, the new revolution, financial tech. Without the people, you got nothing. Unfortunately, these VCs, these insiders, yes, they are scum. Yes, they are cockroach gut scum, the bottom of the shoe. You need a lot of Mortein spray for them. They're bug eaters pretty much. Okay, they would be bug eaters. That's what it comes down to, friends. They have all the coins. They're not giving out much, but everyone's like, yes, please, please. I know how this story ends, but I also want you to have a bit of childlike curiosity when it comes to these, because some of these scams are going to pump real hard. Don't fade them. Don't fade them. But I'm just showing you. Now, the opportunity cost is when you give your Ethereum. Because, there are people, they might have a $100,000 portfolio, standard, whatever it is. Friends, by the way, don't worry about the number of dollars you have. Just remember, don't think about the dollars. Think about the time of your salary invested. There are people earning $50,000 a year and their portfolio is $50K. They have 12 months of salary invested in crypto, what it's worth right now. So if it does a 12x, they'll have 12 years of income. Wonderful. So it's not just a dollar amount. Think about your living costs. That's probably a better way to think about it. Your living costs or your income per wage. Now, once again, when you put in your Ethereum, you could be actually using it. Most of these people, let's say they really did have that 100K portfolio. A lot of them will have like a 70% allocation to Ethereum. 70%. So they might have 100K. They might say the whole portfolio is like, let's say the whole portfolio value is worth 40 Ethereum, but they actually have 30 ETH sitting there. And what they will do is they'll say, you know, I don't want to gamble. I believe Ethereum's going to 15,000, you know, 10 to 15,000 towards the 1.5 trillion. So I don't want to mess this up, because in their mind, they go, well, I've got, you know, 30 Ethereum. And then if you give me 15,000, that's going to be like a 450K portfolio there. And that's wonderful for me. That's why I've got to remind you, what if Ethereum is in its third cycle curse and it doesn't hit 15K? What if it stops at 9, you're holding, and then it drops back down to 3? Just putting it out there. So these people, they're not thinking of that at all. So what they're saying is, to the minds, they go, well, I believe I should stake with these layer 2 chains and all these other VC scum insiders who allocated ICOs to everybody else but the public, not us, not me and you. They've handed over their Ethereum. And it's okay, because a lot of people want to live in this world. They can't sleep at night with all the risk. But I'm just telling you, I know it's scary, and I know most people aren't built for it, but I'm going to tell you the truth anyway. Me, Kevin, Jeremy Lafufu, and every other person in the crypto industry has crowd consensus portfolios. They are turbo bullish Bitcoin, turbo bullish Ethereum. They are allocated for that. And it's good enough if the crypto industry was allocated for it. The problem now is Wall Street, boomers, stock market people. So the stock market Ponzi participators who think they're actually like owning Tesla when they buy it, well, you don't own anything. It's 60 PE ratio. You don't own anything. You're being grifted by Elon telling you you're going to Mars. Okay, you own an electronic ticker. You're trading memes and attention. You're literally just trading a slower, crappier version of crypto, and you don't even really own the share at all. You can't transfer it around. These people love Bitcoin and Ethereum. They believe, and I quoted this many times, since 2022, as your friend, 100% confirmed. You can confirm in the comment section as well with a handshake emoji. I've told you, these people, they believe Bitcoin and Ethereum are legit and everything else is a piece of trash scam. Now, they very well may be correct. However, we're in the business of playing the game. Playing the game involves buying low and selling high. Part of this game, you know, friends, when everybody is stuck in consensus portfolio, you have to look around and say, oh my gosh, put your pants back on. It's really weird. The girls are going to leave. Okay. You got to look around, friends, and go, oh my gosh, you're all stuck here. If everybody is already in, who else is out there left to buy? That's what everybody can't see. That's why markets, and this game, friends, it's constantly evolving. It's a moving target. There is no one formula. That's why a lot of people who are from science backgrounds, engineering backgrounds, they don't do well in markets by default. Or also medical industry, because they're like, hey, you've got the flu and your knee's itchy. Okay, I prescribe for you soy milk. You know what I mean? Like, these types of people, there's a problem. Here's the solution. They always go to the book and they go for the same solution. Markets don't work like that. You see, we have things like cycles and narratives, and it's constantly evolving. People are learning from the past and they're placing bets. It's a seesaw. You can't ever think that you've ever finished or you've solved the game. There is no solving of the game. There's figuring out what the market is pricing in today and the future, but then the future arrives in 6 months and they're pricing in something else. They could be super optimistic, super depressed, and something in between, okay? So when you're looking at a portfolio out here, yeah, you could participate in these airdrops by handing over your Ethereum, and they'll be restaking and they give you these airdrops, but the most likely, I reckon optimistic, you'll only get like a 20% yield on your ETH. So maybe you give them 30 ETH. In a year, you might get back like 6 ETH worth of airdrop. You might think, oh, well, that might be a lot of money. Maybe. But that is trash. One, you don't even know if you're going to get that, because they could give you a very stingy airdrop, because there's only a certain amount of money to be allocated. And if a lot of people have thrown in their ETH, they get the big market cap valuation and then they hand out peanuts and you're stuck. You can't get back your coins. Okay, so what's the solution for this? Well, obviously the solution, friends, you already know this. You know, when you buy strong core altcoins, you're allocating outside of it, you're deploying your Ethereum and your Bitcoin. That's another way to put it. So, you know that person with that 100K portfolio, 30 of it is ETH? Yeah. To do the winning strategy, you probably got to get 10 projects that you like, and you throw in 3 ETH each. Bang, 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 bang. And yeah, it's very scary to think about that, because if you're wrong, it sucks. That's why you buy in the depression. And that's why also people say don't go all in on one thing, but you're pretty dispersed. And that's why if you have conviction, you can smack it. Now, a lot of you, there's people out here with 100K portfolios, they just got it sitting in Hex. Here's the good thing. Here's the good part about that. Everyone thinks that's stupid. Sweet. There's people out here with their full portfolio in Pulse and PulseX and Hex and Tangang and PDI and Trobo and the whole Pulse and ecosystem. That's, you know what? If it goes to 0, we're idiots. Okay, if that happens. But if it goes up, you're going to look like a big genius. And guess what? The bad part's over. We've all survived the bad part. Now here comes the bull market. So your goal is to gain on ETH. So, you know, friends, if you have $2,300, you could buy an ETH, but instead you've chosen to deploy it to an altcoin. Hopefully that there's like a gain on ETH. Maybe 1 ETH, their value turns into 5 ETH. So there is no free lunch. Now you get to see these people staking these things. They only put these big numbers, friends, because the mainstream crypto influencers are in on it. They're given the ICO allocations. They were given... See, please tell me, who the hell is getting out of bed for a 20% yield? Who? You know, when the bull market's over, that yield goes back down to like 3% or 2%, it's over, right? So it's like, okay, while the good times are here, you can only choose one path, friends. Okay, you can only choose one path. I hate to use a crude example, but you're Hugh Hefner. Yes, you've only got one set of genitals in the Playboy Mansion, and there's like 30 girls. Yes, you can only really give one 100%. Only one. Even though you want to go spread it around everywhere. Keep your pants on, friends. Fan show. But that's exactly like that. Or as well, you're in a candy store, and there's all these candy. There's donuts, and there's ice creams, and lollies. Yeah, you're going to get full, but you can only eat a certain amount. You can't eat all the ice cream. You have to choose. That's capital allocation. That's why Warren Buffett's the greatest. He kept choosing the right things. He also kind of like did some cheat mode in it. I'll speak about that later. So now you get to see these airdrops aren't actually free money, because you're wasting the bull market with having your Ethereum locked in. However, also, you could be protecting yourself from all the scams and the grifts, because it's much, much less risk. So it's just a matter of the risk curve. There's nothing stupid or smart, whatever it is, you know, because you probably think anybody who bought Doge and made 300x is genius. Yeah, but what about the other people who got absolutely destroyed? There are people who put into the Ethereum staking for the merge, and they held there 2 years, and they got back their ETH with yield, and ETH was really good. But there are many, many, many coins. Obviously, as you got to see, for example, with Hex, yeah, the staking, it wasn't worth it from 2021. 2.5 years later, still down minus 95% from the top. So just showing you, there are things you look back, you go, oh, the past 2 years worked or they didn't work. It's not about that. It is what it is. You're spinning a roulette wheel no matter how you think about it, okay? So what do you do for me? Well, maybe you do a bit of both. Maybe do all of them. Maybe participate here and there. Just be careful, because you're like, oh, okay, I'll just go commit my capital. Yeah. You know, there's like 9 already. You know, there's about 16 chains launching. So good luck, friends. You got to go everywhere. Are you really going to do that? You're really going to do that for that trashy yield? You can't do anything. And they're all doing the Igon layer, restaking stuff, and you get diluted by all the weak hands because you don't get a good price for the airdrop, because everybody's in with you. So that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to give away your money to be locked in a bull market, because more opportunity will come. More opportunity will come, friends. Maybe, I know I'm joking, more NFTs or more subcoins, subculture things, big things pop. You never know. Like, just imagine, for example, Pulse chain altcoins smash up. Maybe Pulse does like a 3x from here in the next 2 to 3 months, and the Pulse chain altcoins do a 3x multiplier on that. So everything goes up 10x from here. And just imagine, you're like, you know, this is so euphoric. I'm going to get back my Pulse and some. And you get out of it. And then because no one sells the top. After the Bitcoin halving, there's a big crash. Maybe there's a big crash by the end of the year. But guess what? You get to redeploy your capital. Isn't that beautiful? You get to rebuy cheaper stuff. Now, it's not going to feel nice. It's not going to look nice. There's going to be big candles. But the opportunity's there. The opportunity's there for you. If your money was given into these layer 2 airdrops, this is the thing, friends. Mark my words, these grifters will not launch their chains at cheap prices, red candles. No, they won't. Okay? You're trapped. When are they going to launch? Tippity top of green candles. That's when they're going to launch, not the red. So your capital's basically trapped until there's higher prices everywhere. So the best part is to be given the opportunity, if euphoria comes your way, to rotate out. Let's say you put 10 million pulse and it's spread across 10 coins. You got a million pulse everywhere. Let's say you turn that and it becomes like 30 million pulse at the top, or maybe even 40 million. You go, oh, wow, 40 million pulse now. And you get it all back. You sit on 40 million pulse. Then you can deploy them in the big next crash. You might say, hey, man, like Tangang did like an 80% drop from the top after hitting like a big 30 million market cap. You know what I mean? You can go, you have the opportunity to go deploy again. But if you're trapped with these systems, now you're begging these VCs to give you more points. It doesn't work out pretty, especially, friends, when the biggest influencers in crypto, they're talking to me, and I watch the same shows too, friends. They all got given ICO allocations. They all angel investors, man. They all got given 50K clips. They got given 50K clips at like 40 million market cap. And now they're hoping that they can launch at the top of the bull so that the valuation is 4 billion or 2 billion. It's still huge numbers. Okay, how much is it? Like 10, 30, 40, 50x. Yeah, 50x from their 50K. They make that 2.5 million. That's their winner. That's what they want. They're all trying to do that. And there's no winning for me and you. What they're doing is that they're promoting the brand so that the network effect tries to get big enough so that they can basically get more deals and stuff to at least be able to grift and sell it later on. So now, don't get yourself trapped. Make sure you like, subscribe, really button, or catch you soon.